I really forgot to post on Discord. Okay.
Knowledge is power.
Drew it again, so we get 4 mana Cabal Crystal Runner. This isn't terrible, actually. It's just the fact that the Lackey plus Explosive Runes isn't really good and just makes it so your hand's dead early. But the tempo of a turn 3 Crystal Runner, the potential to draw a secret, is probably worth it. So I think I'm just going to go in on this hand. Just because the 4 mana 5/5 is pretty strong, specifically in this matchup. The fact that I now have a curve is really good. Adding the Apprentices to the deck makes it a lot better to keep stuff like Cabal Lackey, because it increases your consistency of getting 2-drops, so you can not feel too bad about keeping hands like this and doing stuff like this. One thing to note as well as a Scientist, it puts a secret from your deck in the battlefield. It's not played, so it doesn't actually discount the Cabal Crystal Runner, unfortunately. Even if you would like it to. It doesn't do anything. Definitely gonna go for the Scientist here. It's just better to get the secret out right away. Increases the odds of drawing All Enough, Loatheb, Current Mage, just good cards overall. And Sorcerer's Apprentice is often just better after you play All Enough anyways, because your hand's usually gonna be filled with spells. So if I just go for the Apprentice Coin Arcanologist line, I can't play the Crystal Runner next turn. Think that I prefer... I mean, I can, but I can't play the Secret with it. It's the exact same amount of power on turn 4. It's a little bit more awkward to deal with, though. I mean, there's no opportunity to remove the 5/5, which is a big pro of it, so I think I just play it because of that. The thing, though, is it's really hard for him to deal with the spread board right now, though. And I guess, like, the big reason why I'd want to play this is just Oaken Summons, so then I could ping and trade in. Even though I'd just probably Fireball and just push face, but then... I think the 5/5 is still just better here. So I think I will play it. Actually, the thing is, I think that was actually wrong, because if the Apprentice stuck, then I could just play the Secret for 2 and this for 2. So it was actually probably a misplay. My logic was he might just, like, not Wrath this, though. Yeah, that's fine. That actually gets ruined and just gets removed, my bad. With Oaken Summons, it wouldn't have worked like that, but with this, it does if he just plays it directly. So that's my bad. I wasn't actually thinking correctly that turn. Here, though, I think I'm going to go Apprentice plus AI. So it still kind of works out when we do get a push 7 this turn, which is good. And this is a really burn-heavy hand. I think the issue there is I just, like, didn't think about the outcome, and I kind of neglected the discount there from the Apprentice and how relevant it is with spells. Is it going to be the Wrath? Okay, so I don't feel that bad about my line of play now. I still think he would have played Iron Golem in turn 4, though, because I think he was really looking for Nourish and a Wrath on 5, but I think it's okay. I'm not too upset about it. So we have 7 on board, and we actually probably want to push 6 here. So we're going to deal 13 damage in total. And I believe we play the Apprentice as well. We're 1 off lethal if he does actually play Spreading Plague here. 2 if he Hero Powers. So any burn spell draw would win us a game. But you should feel like you're in a pretty good spot here. And that's kind of the power of the Crystal Runner in this matchup, because none of the Druid's removal other than a fully upgraded Spellstone really deals with it super well. Pyro 2 still in Wild. Yeah, you don't need to run Pyroblast in Wild because you have Forgotten Torch in Wild. Forgotten Torch is just a much better version of Pyroblast because it's a lot cheaper. It's like 6 mana, deal 9 damage with an extra card, which is better in terms of Oluneth. And it doesn't sit in your hand for 20 turns. Like, say I drew Pyroblast instead of Forgotten Torch. I would 1 have to make it to turn 10, which is pretty rare with this deck in Wild. And 2, I'd have to have 10 mana play and put him under 10. I feel like it's pretty easy to play around 2 if you're tracking your opponent's hand when you play the game. Okay, so that's the Spreading Plague line. Kind of annoying because we need to draw Burn Spell now because going through the minions isn't going to be easy at all. Unfortunately, don't pick it up, so we're just going to go even wider now. Counterspell is really good, though, so we are going to play that. Current Mage plus Counterspell here is sweet. And just trade a little bit. So if he has Second Plague, we're almost always going to lose this game, especially if you can test with, you know, something like a Wrath or a Spellstone here. Then it's going to be really bad because, I mean, we don't get through 25 damage of health on board ever. It's not actually that hard. I mean, we get through everything but 7 of it, I think. But even then, I mean, we're just using all of our damage on the board, and that's not good. It's giving him time, which is bad. That's what I don't like about it. Malfurion again, man. Spreading Plague into Malfurion just feels so rough, and it's definitely the way that you lose this deck. It's really shitty. Test with the Moonfire as well, so he is playing... Interesting he doesn't clear there. Interesting isn't bad. That's what I mean by interesting there. So we ping, we trade. We trade because we want to secret up. We fireball to keep the minions healthy, and then we go face. He doesn't know if this is counterspell or not, so he might not feel safe playing UI here. But we'll see. I feel like it's fine to play if you're him, because you've seen counterspell number 1, so you kind of just go into it. Yeah, and he does go for it anyways, so no thought about using something like a Moonfire or another spell first, just wants to go in. 6, he's at 15. We have this eternal problem now where we just lose because his hero power is just way too good. Again, it's literally just like he's playing Control Warrior, but he actually has a way to win the game. Which is just ridiculous, to be honest. It's one of the reasons why I say you should actually just keep this card in your opening hand a lot of the time. Because this is the most overpowered Death Knight, in my opinion. It's better than Gul'dan, I think. Yeah, and I mean, I'd like to tell you guys we can win this game still if we draw all in F, but we honestly cannot. It's just GG. We absolutely never get the W anymore. Pick up a Man Orb. Druid is really strong in this meta, man. Hi Root, what's up, man? When will Druid's alternative hero come? Shaman. One cool thing that can happen in this matchup is that you can potion a polymorph, therefore mana 7/7. I think I just assume aggro Shaman and keep Frostbolt. Playing reactively is usually going to be better for me and looking for swing turns in the mid game. Like, just imagine a world where you just like plays a Whirling Zap-O-Matic and I don't have removal for it and I don't end up picking up a 1-drop. I kind of just lose, right? So I prefer to think about scenarios like that and just keep it because it's a good removal card and I'm definitely not the one trying to play aggressively in the first couple turns of this matchup. Fortunately, got to pass on one. Don't have a secret either to coin with the current Mage next turn, and the Frostbolt's coming in handy now already. Yeah, I can't soak the damage, man. You just got to do this. It's rough, but you know it's better to just have a shitty turn than to lose a game. Worst part about Zap-O-Matic too is it doesn't actually take up any overload, so they can still play whatever they want with it. Here we're just gonna have to get Shrek'd. I'm gonna go Apprentice, Coin, Mad Scientist here. And just hope that Valet is gonna be active and then he doesn't have a 7/7. If he does, I'll be able to trade into it in most cases with the Fireball because I don't see him clearing both minions here. If he has 7/7, he's probably just gonna go face for 7 and play it. Fuck. That is bad. That is one way to sum up that turn. Ow. 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 This is actually kind of okay for us, though. It's not like the worst case scenario ever, because we actually get a clear board. We are at 13 health, which means we're basically always going to lose a game. But he's had a pretty good draw against us so far, so I'm not too upset about that.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
So we finally get control of the board, and hopefully we can pop off with that now. Get Lothar to deny some stuff that he can do, and actually if we do draw the ice block, it's going to be a huge factor in us if we do, if we do end up winning the game. Is that a trade? No, I did not think so. So there's one place you go with that Doom Hammer in his face. So he's 3 off lethal next turn. For us, Lothar won't save us from a Lightning Bolt. We push 5, we put him at 24, we play Lothar, we have 10 on board next turn. If we draw a second Fireball, we can win. It's probably our most consistent line of play. Because we just lose the lightning. I'm sorry, we don't even lose the lightning bolt because of overload. We lose the Rockbiter though. That's I know he can't play Rockbiter. So we just shouldn't lose unless he has. We just shouldn't lose. Yeah, we just shouldn't lose this turn because of the way Lothar works. It's a 21, so now we have 10. Ice block, baby. Okay. Well, I think we win now, so that's pretty good. You never know, though, because some of the opponents have been actually playing Eater of Secrets recently. Just kind of ridiculous to me, but, you know. What does Control know? I'm just thinking about the Fireball versus Scientist, and I think that I just play the Scientist here. Use Fireball next turn. But yeah, with the block, I mean, it's a really good draw, right? So one thing Lotheb does is give us the opportunity to actually draw that as well, which is super good. And we're good to go. Oh yeah, definitely getting that discount on the coin. Wouldn't it be funny if Radiant Elemental and Sorcerer's Apprentice acted like an innervate for you while you had Sorcerer's Apprentice on board? So we Fireball face, trade here. Go for the ping, go for the bop, and hit him in the head for 5. I don't know how I won that game, but I think it had something to do with having Lotheb and then top decking Ice Block. Because that was a ridiculous curve from him. Well, I mean, it was Lotheb and Ice Block with the explosive runes up so he couldn't lose, like, deckhand or something. Is Jade Shaman right Nagger Shaman? Or Jade Lightning, sorry, right Nagger Shaman, yes. Jade Lightning is a ridiculously overpowered card. You know, I don't really like Potion and Polymorph in this matchup. And I like to keep Korean Tor Mage, but I really want to Manor him. Just the 1-3 stat line is basically the only thing that can win you this game. We're good at Hearthstone. Paladin's like a ridiculously tough matchup. It is just stupid how hard it is to win. Like, really, really dumb. I'm going to need him to waste the coin, and for me to draw a counterspell off of Arcanologist, and then play the counterspell on turn 3, and then counterspell, like, Call to Arms to win, basically, is how we have to win. Because, oh, nice, he wasted the coin, so that's good. Coined out an Urbian Egg, so I think he's going to play the +1/+3 card next turn. Which is fine, I don't really care. That's not the right secret. We're going to see him make a value trade with an Urbian Egg next turn, because he's going to play Blessing of Might every time. Really telegraph play. You're kidding me, right? You know, man, like, you've got another card you kept in your hand. Like, I don't really know what you're thinking right now. I don't know if you're under the influence of alcohol or something, but, like, come on, dude. Come on. Come on.
We have many secrets.
So he cards out an Urbian Egg, doesn't even have a 2-drop follow-up, smashes the Hero Power button. We play a secret here, so he might be scared of something like Counterspell. Might lead him to play something like a minion, which he did. He's like, oh shit man, my Knife Juggler, that's not popping off anymore. Goes for jungle, okay. And this is why it's kind of a tough board for the deck that I'm playing right now, because these widespread boards are just not easy for us to answer. But fortunately, we don't really have to answer them if we can just play stuff and hit him in the head, which is kind of our game plan right now. Based on the Urbian Egg, he's not playing Dude Paladin, he's playing Aggro Paladin, so I can just develop stuff and hit him in the face. And that's going to be our overall strategy right now. Cabal Lackey is actually really coming in handy there as well, allowing us to play the Secret and the Cabal Crystal Runner, which you couldn't do otherwise that turn. Oh man, Consecration. He's going to clear all my minions but the 5/3. I mean, sometimes you do lose the bad tech cards. Definitely not one you want to be running in Aggro Paladin, in my opinion. But, I mean, he just played Consecration and did nothing, right? He traded most of my board, but then he gives me 5 crystals to redevelop with and still having a 5/3 on board. So, I'm not really sure how that was great. Because he's still just dead next turn. He can't coin a Tareem or anything to protect himself. So, I mean, you know, sometimes Consecration looks like it's really good, but I think it's just really bad. Because wouldn't you rather just play Call to Arms and get double Righteous Protector and protect your board that way? That would be my thought process. Just do something that actually, you know, involves you playing your deck's strategy where you just develop stuff on board. But regardless, that Call to Arms does not have 2 Righteous Protectors in it, so we do take the W there. Good stuff. I feel like Summer Quest would be okay if I got paid for them all the time and stuff. Then I could like understand how like Forsen and stuff does it, but if you're doing it for free, it's just very draining listening to everybody's music all day long. Arcanologist is really good, and I don't think I even want to throw one away for the opportunity to get a 1-drop because it's so low and Arcanologist is just so good. Especially with the Korean Tor Mage follow-up, so I think I'm just going to keep both. Play 1 on 2, play 1 on 4 is going to be my game plan. Nice block. Don't want to draw that.
The light dims, but
Fortunately for us, Protector's not that aggressive. It's much better when it's pulled off a Call to Arms than when it's played from your deck. So turn 1 is not actually that good. It does do stuff as in, it makes me hit into it twice to deal with it, and it actually gives them Divine Favor. Rallying Blade is a really good play, but... And here it gives them Get Down Avenge is a really good play. Oh, that's good. That was the wrong secret. That was definitely the wrong secret. Oh man. Well, fortunately I didn't have a counter spell and play the wrong secret, because if I did that, I'd be a lot more pissed off than I am right now. And unfortunately, this is going to be Avenge and Redemption, which is going to be ridiculously hard to deal with, because we can't make anything else get Redemptioned unless we want to do that on 3-1, which you probably don't.
I found it first.
4-5, that's hard to deal with.
the light dims, but we
I mean, I don't want to bow out of the game because I have Aldeneth. So I do still want to play.
An incredible day for just like
So we'll just try and trade stuff on board here. But it's really tough for us to do, unfortunately. Masardo. And this is a prime example of why this is a really hard matchup for the deck. It's just one you don't win that often. Just because they're going to make so many good trades and just spread out and go face a lot. Because this is a deck that does well against decks that don't spread super hard, but... I mean, if you're looking at this matchup, I think you can tell that Paladin generally spreads super hard. Don't really have any issues doing that. So we'll play Aldeneth and try to get there that way. I'm gonna need like double Cabal Crystal Runner in combinations with a way to cheat out secrets for turn 7. Because 2 turns of developing for Paladins is usually pretty gross.
Fuck wild.
Maybe we'll get there though. Skolami, thanks for the sub, man. Hope you're having a great day, dude. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Ice Block's fine in the deck, dude. There's nothing wrong with it.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
Character Mage is good, but not good enough. So I'm just gonna play Aldeneth and probably just Dragon Face.
Unleash your potential.
Counterspell, runes, fireball, okay. I don't think we're gonna have time. I think we probably get 3 more turns. This game with a block up.
Ungoro belongs to the Titan. Well done. You win.
I don't really want to explain why I'm running X or Y card like every single time somebody asks, dude. I mentioned it sometime previously in the VOD. Okay, another Druid. We're really not doing too well against him today, and I literally think that's just because they've actually just drawn Spreading Plague into Malfurion against me every single time I've played against one. This hand's not too bad just because we get to cheat out a secret, and if he has a Ironwood Golem in hand, it's really good because it will deal with that. So I'm just going to keep and hope that that's going to be the case. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that the Druids have all had exactly Plague and Malfurion against me on like turn 6 to 7. It's just been really rough. Otherwise, I don't think it's that hard. So are the dogs my mom's home.
Time waits for no one.
Scientist is good.
I'll show them all.
Hey, that's a really good card. Not gonna play the counterspell because he still has coin. Oaken Summons, yeah. Cool play. Very innovative. I like it. It's actually really annoying because it clears my board. Double Wrath or Wrath Wildgrowth. Yeah, that's fine. It seems weird, but I really should play the counterspell here. Yeah, I really should play the counterspell here. Because he's probably going to nourish next turn. I really should. Of course.
I'm late.
Just gonna play for minions here, hope that works out. Again, the head's pretty dead. If you've noticed in a lot of our victories, we've just drawn Olyneth or had a Mana Worm. And that's pretty normal for the deck, and one of the reasons I don't play it super regularly on my stream is just that I really feel like the deck comes down to either having a Mana Worm on the first turn of the game or having Olyneth a lot of the time. You can make some good decisions that will impact the games that you play, but just top decking this card or having it literally buy 6 is really the most consistent way you can do well with it. Because the deck without this card is like, it's an okay deck, but when you draw Olyneth and play it between like turns 6 and 8 is when the deck's actually really good. And if you do play the deck a fair amount, you will notice that it can be quite polarizing like that between the games where you do draw and where you don't. Fortunately for us in this exact panel, we do draw it though, which is awesome. I'm just gonna play into Plague here. I don't have Lances in my deck because I don't think they're good cards. So I'm just gonna go face with the Frostbolt, deny the hero power. Not that I think he's going to want to use it, but just in the case, you know. And I also like developing the secret because he never knows which one it is, so he has to think, and it puts a little bit of a burden on him. Secrets in general, for a lot of players, are just tough to play around. Sometimes they just don't, and you know they don't get punished for it, but you know, a lot of the time, secrets are really easy to play and just really hard to play around. And that's one of the big pros about this deck, as far as a solid ladder deck goes, and using it on ladder, is just that it's really tough for opponents to actually play around your secrets, whereas it's really easy for you to just go ahead and play them. Pick up the lethal there. Again, obviously, Olyneth this game off the top on turn 6 really just carried us. And the explosive runes into the Thorson and counterspell and swipe was really good as well.